Hello and welcome. My name is Jason, the channel is It's Probably Okay, and we are here to play Demigods, the game where you are an adult child of a god. Some of those words may not apply.
Feel seen. Adult child.
So, I am joined by some fabulous players today. Before we get into our intros, I wanted to let everyone know we're playing a slightly abbreviated 2-hour session today. We've got a number of folks with things to do and health to regenerate and mana to develop. So, we're all on that bullshit, but wanted to be here no matter what. So, we're here. Hello. It's lovely to see you all. And this will be our episode before going to a winter break, and then we will be back in January, the first Sunday in January 2nd, to return. So, thank you for joining us today. Joey, tell us what you've done.
Well, like Jason said, I am Joey, aka the physical embodiment of rolling a 7 to 9 in PBTA. And I am playing Lee Spencer Fitzgerald, the son of Ares, also now the patron, or the now patroned to Apollo, all around know-it-all, and really the person who should be in charge of everything.
Excellent. Minerva.
Hey guys, I'm Minerva and I'm playing Rosalinda Cruz. She is the elemental and daughter of Influencer. She's adorable and she loves her sister very much, and she will follow her to the ends of the earth, despite what her sister thinks.
Or
Pooja?
Hello, I am Pooja and I'm playing Treyi, the warrior daughter of books, who I feel like might be saying goodbye or farewell for now to another demigod who I've
I mean, she's just down the street.
Yeah, she's still around. She's not dead.
Yeah.
For
it's
now.
not the same.
Wow,
you really...
Yeah.
I was gonna...
So did you already book the U-Haul? Or...
Yeah, I was gonna say, this really is gay, isn't it?
I am playing Treyi, the embodiment of clingy lesbian trope.
Like, how many pit bulls have you rescued since the last session together?
Now,
Hey, you work fast. It's like 3 hours.
Decided to start a goat farm.
Artisanal goat's milk,
Yes.
goat's milk soaps.
Ooh, hey, folks, we have Bill freaking Roper in the chat today, and if you enjoyed our opening video, which I know you did because it's fucking rad, Bill made that and put up with my fussy pickiness through the whole process and was delightful about it.
Yay.
So I have become the fainting goat in his presence. So, Clara, what have you done?
Everything. I am the embodiment of fuck around and find out. I'm Clara. I'm the daughter of fuck around and find out. I
And your
Yes, you
character?
are.
I am playing Stella Hart, who also fucks around. The celestial daughter of... Oh my god, my brain's broken. Celestial daughter of Media and your friendly neighborhood party oracle. Or
Stella
something
is sort
like
of a
it.
find out and fuck around, though.
Yeah. Look, listen.
Find out and do it anyway.
It's like find out and realize you already fucked around.
Yeah, you
You
will
will
have
have
already
fucked around.
always fucked around.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, my brain.
You will have already fucked around, so you might as well find out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Finding out is inevitable, so you might as well fuck around.
Put that on a sampler.
That I want on a cross stitch.
Okay, well, as a quick recap, we have the last couple of episodes. We first of all got to welcome our friend Kimmy to the show to embody the originally ghost character of Maggie, and I just discovered a cut on my thumb that I have no memory of. Like, it's fine. I'm not bleeding. It's fine. Much.
Just a bonus badass moment.
Yep.
Folks are not
It's
leaving.
fine.
I-
It's fine.
I had a memory of this place.
Yeah. If I pass out, will somebody call Wendy for me and let her know what's happened? Yeah. No, it's not bad at all. It's just surprising. Okay, so we got to know the character Maggie quite a bit better, and it turned out she was a whiskey runner in the time of Prohibition and was bringing whiskey to a mafia dude who was trying to move up in his organization and successfully did so by colluding with an FBI agent, a crooked FBI agent. They weren't like working together for justice. They were working together for just us and
Womp.
wanting to make all the money. So, Master Vider, thank you for that subscription. 19 months of a subscription is the whole time my channel's been up, I think. So thank you for being here and your support. It means the world. Apparently we're close to a hype train too. Ooh. That would be exciting. The result though is that mafia guy and the FBI guy got a lot of their edge. They got the ability to go after things they want by making a deal with movies, one incarnation, a celebrant of media, the one true God. They were given long life and were essentially goons, and were able to last a long time and get what they want out of this. And they were horrible, horrible people. So we learned that Maggie was probably drawn to you all because she was directly a victim of movies. Now, directly again is a strong word because deities generally don't work that directly, right? They plot and plan and try to get other people to do their stuff for them, maybe so they don't get blamed, or they'll do something because they want to get the credit for something they didn't do. But whatever it is, they rarely are quite so straightforward. So the fact, though, that you two have been trying to close in on Simon Simmons, who is a full-on demigod, but not celebrant yet of movies, it seemed apropos that you stumbled across this ghost who had been murdered by agents of that particular celebrant. And now you are further dealing with another one of these celebrants. Now, the two goons you have summarily dealt with. There were murders handed out and appropriately received. They are done. And in a lot of ways, Maggie was given a reprieve and a second chance. She actually was brought fully back to life and was bequeathed with demigod status by the Morrigan, whose husband had begat the original line of Maggie's family, which is a little awkward to come across. But, the Morrigan only held that against Maggie a little bit and ultimately wanted to help out. So we...
I only hate you this much.
Yeah.
Which, for the Morrigan, is not a whole lot.
I feel like that's just like a base level of
Right.
I've just met you
Yeah.
for the Morgan.
Like, it's okay, right? Like, that's a pretty comfortable margin to be in with the Morrigan.
It's a reasonable amount of hatred.
Yeah. See, I would worry about her really liking me, because then if I disappoint her, it's gonna get worse. Like the fault, like the delta in those conditions is much wider than if like she already sort of dislikes me and then I do something she didn't like. She's like, well, yeah, of course you did. So that is a little bit of our background. And I think we didn't have much to say after the fight at that Hollywood mansion, right? Like there was a fight there, and then we got Maggie kind of back to her basement brewery lab and some things like that. what were there any other like immediate follow-ups to that you all wanted to establish before I'm gonna pass a little bit of time for us?
I don't think so. Not for Lee. I
I
don't
don't
think.
think so.
Okay. And then also, because I'm going to say time passes, in this case, just a few days, but that won't make sense if there's something you're like, no, I need to go do this right now, versus saying like, yes, this is a thing I did in the ensuing few days.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is that if we regroup to figure out what our next step is, we would be using that time to do that. But
Mhm.
that's all I can think of.
Okay, great. So then let's go ahead and use our time passes mechanic in the PDFs that I definitely had open before the game started, and I'm not just opening now. All right. So, when time passes. So what I would like everyone to do is look over your tangles for a moment. The things you've marked, the relationships you have with some of the other characters there. If there is one that feels tighter, as in more important, it played a bigger role and you care more about it, that is an important note. Alternatively, there may be one that feels looser, right? And has become less important to your character for whatever reason. I'd love if you could pick one or the other of those. If really none of them feel changed, well, then we'll deal with that. But there is there are a couple of fun opportunities here if we can pick those. So without calling on anyone randomly in case somebody is ready to go, does anyone have a tangle that feels tighter or looser on their list?
I think I do.
Okay.
Mine is with Stella. Stella's manner is a complete mystery to you. Having drunk some of that cool whiskey and seeing all those I see dead people moves, she understands why Stella is Stella-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's really empathizing to that. And so would that be looser? It would be looser or maybe unraveled.
Well, so but potentially, but to me that almost sounds more important. Like
Yes,
you
it is.
appreciate what she does more and you care about that aspect of her more. So while it says she's a complete mystery to you, like you're getting some insight to her, but that matters to you, you know?
Yes.
And so like I would say it loosens if like, nah, I get it and it's fucking boring.
No. I'm
Um,
confused. It's like, oh, that's why.
Right. It's like the more you understand, you actually appreciate it more because it still blows your mind, right? So, but I don't want to tell you how to play it, but that's kind of my reading of what these mean of like tighter, looser, you know, the time passes mechanic.
Yes. Yeah, that actually what you explained is better.
Okay.
And yes, definitely tighter. She definitely wants to feel closer to Stella in that sense. And
Okay.
like, hey, that's why
I feel like now that you've literally seen what she sees most of the time, I think you kind of do. I keep punching the desk. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Okay. So then put an X next to that tangle. There isn't one already, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, put an X next to that, and then it I think I'm modifying a little bit what's in the basic moves, y'all. If you're looking at those, the start of session and end of session. Hold on. Okay. The start of session, end of session moves were kind of clunky, and so they're getting smooshed into time passes, and that's there's some edits happening there as the book is coming to final conclusion. So we're very close to that. I'm excited. If y'all folks who are listening, if you're not on if you're not a Kickstarter backer, you might not be seeing my updates there, but the goal now is to have a finished manuscript out for final edits, which would then also go to the Kickstarter backers just as a rough document, but that should be done in December. And then we will be looking at, formatting and editing, like final layout stuff, but done like the creative process is done. In January, we're, trying to like format everything, and the actual PDF should be done in January and like ready to sell on Drive-Thru RPG and all that stuff. So we're gonna cross our fingers and try to stick to that schedule. So I've got no travel plans this winter break. I get to just like hunker down and like just be a little gremlin. Okay. Does anyone else have a tangle that feels tighter or looser?
I think I've got one with Stella. You've never actually seen Stella fight. Can you trust them? That feels like I have seen Stella fight now.
Okay.
And I do believe that, and also like I've seen the way that while she might not like physically fight, doesn't mean that she's not fighting in her own way.
Yeah, she's not a coward either.
Yeah. And that also like her putting her own self on the line to like accept Maggie's ghost into her body.
I was like, when did I fight? What did I do?
You turned into the Wicked Witch of the West.
I did.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you scared the monkeys away.
I fucking forgot. I
Yeah,
cannot believe
you were there. Like you just leaned right into that and
It was
like
fucking cool.
did your thing.
I fucking forgot. You're right.
Okay, so if we're loosening that, then we would ask Stella if you feel like it's resolved or if you feel like there's more mileage on that sort of connection between you and Trey.
I kind of like it. Oh, I kind of would keep it only because like I'm waiting to see Stella fucking throw down. But ineffectively, but adorably throw down.
Sure.
But only if that feels okay with Pooja.
That's fine with me. I mean, like, I don't mind keeping it. It just
Sure.
definitely feels looser to me.
I do think it's looser. I just don't think it's like gone.
Yeah. So, Pooja, if you
but
would
can
just
you like? I get that you fight in your own way, but can you fight in my way?
Do I have to? That's the question.
We can make that happen.
I mean,
Again,
not that hard.
sharpest elbows known to man is literally like in the did I write known to man? Yes.
All right, Pooja, if you would put an O next to that tangle, so that we know it's a little bit loosened.
Rude. I put an L next to it.
Yeah, I
already.
suppose L and T might make more sense.
Yeah.
I probably need some
Instead of
little
X and O.
check boxes there. I do love a check
Checkboxes would
box.
be excellent.
I'm putting
I
an
love
L
a
next to
checkbox.
it because I will not remember what an X or a circle
Yep.
stand for in
Okay.
that case.
Yeah.
So let's go L and T then. So basically the idea is that it could tighten once without something needing to happen. It could loosen once without something needing to happen. But then if it happens again, then there are some resolution mechanics to go over there. Let's see. Stella, how about your tangles?
I've got a couple that are like funky, but I don't know if they've tightened or loosened. Rosalinda's seen you at your worst, disheveled and confused. The question is whether or not, because Stella's ascendance move, as she gets more and more godly, she just gets grosser looking. I have to, I'm like, I don't know if that means that Rosalinda's like, that would be sort of a loosening in the sense that like maybe that's an okay thing for her.
Yeah, and maybe it's like less embarrassing that Rosalinda has seen, like that kind of the tone of that tangle is like this person has seen you very in a vulnerable way.
Yeah.
And if you're now just wearing that vulnerability on your sleeve, it could be resolved.
Yeah, I think that's sort of where it's going. Also because like Stella's been like, okay, well, I guess it does not suck to have people in my life.
Yeah.
And so like letting Rosalinda take care of her has been a lot of that.
Rosalinda, how do you feel about that? Is it looser? Does it feel resolved? What do you think about that?
I like it. I think that also plays in Rosalinda just wanting to be with Stella, and she's not gross. She's not grossed out at Stella at all regarding any of it now.
Okay.
She's gotten used to it. It's like, okay, this is Stella. I'm okay with this.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and call that one fully resolved then. And Stella, you can erase Rosalinda's name there, and you both gain a thread.
Yeah.
Stella, if you have chosen your advancement, that is.
I did. Yeah, I have a cloak of obscurement now.
Oh, that's right. You did say
Don't
that
know
at
what
the
it
end.
does, but I do have it.
Well, probably hides you from certain things, but
I figured.
we'll decide that. Normally, it's not a cloak of invisibility. So if you want to think about a theme of things that it hides you from, or like a way that you can hide, like some little trick that you can do.
So I actually thought about this a little bit.
Okay.
Because I love the power of just awkward. You know when someone is crying in public and you're not supposed to look at them?
Oh yeah. Secondhand
Yeah.
embarrassment. Yeah.
I think part of that cloak of obscurement is something about like when you put it on, it gives you the same vibe of someone doing something in public that you should not be doing.
Yeah. Or should not be
And
looking at it.
You
certainly.
shouldn't be looking at.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
It's awful. I hate it, but I
Yes.
love it.
It is palpable and real. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, that's great. Lee, how about your tangles?
I think one that might have gotten looser is with Trey, and pride keeps me from telling Trey my true feelings, which were envy over their abilities and their
Yeah.
way to the way that their abilities would impress my father.
Yep.
And now it's very much fuck that guy. So I feel that's probably gotten looser.
Well, and several times you have been not subservient, but like respectful.
Forced to show respect to me
Right.
in order to get what he
Right,
wanted.
but it was required that it be authentic and genuine, and Lee was able to affect that. So I think right there that says, yeah, you do care what she thinks, but it's more out of like a mutual respect kind of thing versus jealousy or competition or something like
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so does it feel partway there or totally resolved to you?
To me, I feel it's pretty resolved.
Okay.
I don't know what you think, Trey.
That's fine with me. I mean, that one feels like you have been more open. We still just disagree about almost everything.
Right.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and the tangle doesn't say we don't agree on anything. It's haven't told them how I feel about it.
Right.
And I feel like the two of you are a lot more like honest and open with each other about your that the type of relationship that you two have, which I think is really good and healthy.
I would agree.
Cool. Then yeah, I would say that's loosened.
Okay, then erase.
Then it's resolved, I think.
Yep,
Yeah.
erase that name, and you both gain a thread.
Hey.
And that is my 5th advancement as well.
Fifth thread or fifth
Hi.
advancement?
All right. Both?
Both.
Oh.
Oh, that's exciting. So this is your last above the line advancement.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you can take more. It's just the last one that has to be above the line.
And so I am going to. I think this is a good time for it too. With this being my 5th thread, is I'm bumping one to my fate. Weird, rather. Ben fate, whatever.
Oh, you're adding one to weird?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
You've been a good influence on me in that
Ah.
Yeah, you've definitely been getting your magic-y feet wet.
Oh, I didn't realize. Yeah, I've already hit my 5th advancement. That's exciting. My next advancement will be my 6th.
Oh, really? Okay, that's
Yeah.
exciting.
I'm somehow behind all y'all.
Yeah, I'm only at 3. I kept
Yeah.
on spending thread last session.
Oh yeah, I don't spend threads. I'm at 4. I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4 advancements, I think.
Oh yeah, Gray. Somebody else's problem was one of my favorite things in the Hitchhiker's Guide books was that concept of just making people uncomfortably look away from the thing that you want them to ignore.
I
Yeah.
love it.
I think my favorite thing out of like all of Douglas Adams was in Long Dark Tea Time with the Soul, where the woman, she's unconscious and she's exploring her subconscious, and like 90% of the trunks that she finds are filled with penguins.
Wow. Okay. I don't
She's
think
like,
I
I
read
heard
that one.
that. It's like I heard that. I think you'd love it. It's about the Norse gods and it's a whole thing. But
I'm not familiar with
and
the
gods in
topic.
general. And she's like, I heard that humans only use 10% of their brains, but I didn't realize that the other 90% was penguin storage.
Aw.
Well, else are you going to keep them?
Either way, it was a very good book. Like and I don't know if it's because I read it first, but I liked it better than the original Dirk Gently. It's the second Dirk Gently, but he's not the main character really.
Oh.
And the book
I saw the TV
benefits
show.
from that.
But
The TV show is nothing like it.
yeah,
The
I
books,
like the
either of them.
TV show, but everyone I've heard says, oh, yeah, no, that's nothing like the book. And you may still like the book or not like the book, whether or not
Yeah.
you like the TV show.
And the nice thing about Douglas Adams adaptations is that they're very specific to the medium that they're in.
Yeah.
Like if you listen to the Hitchhiker's Guide radio show or watch the Hitchhiker's movies
Yeah.
or the short-lived TV series with the really, really terrible extra heads and arms.
Yeah.
They're all like very specific to their medium.
Yep.
And so it's not that one of them is better than the other, except that weird like the love story aspect in the movie, the most recent movie, was wrong, and I disagree entirely with it. But
I
that's
think I blocked that part out. I think I was pretty unimpressed with that movie in general.
it wasn't my
any-
favorite. But in any case, but I digress. Sorry. It's just that I love Douglas Adams so much.
I do too. Yeah. Okay, so double check. Did I get everyone with their tangles?
I think so.
Yep, I thought so too. So then the last bit of time passes we need is whoever you have the most tangles with is going to nominate one of your basic moves for you to fail at. They will nominate, let's say, Smite Your Enemies. And the first time you fail a roll at Smite Your Enemies, you will gain a thread. So this is really saying, like, if you're the one to pick for Treyi, you're like, you know what? I really want to see Treyi cast a spell. So, bend fate. Like, it's just like, what do you want to see that character do? It could also, it's perfectly fine to say, I want to see Treyi do a punch. Like, please, mark Smite Your Enemies, roll it a bunch, and if you get a fail, you'll also get a thread. So you're just like rewarded left, right, and center. It really can go whatever. It is you, the player, are getting to ask another player to highlight something that you love about their character. So, since I picked on you, Treyi, who do you have the most tangles with now?
I have it's tied between Stella and Lee.
Okay, Stella, who do you have the most tangles with?
I'm tied between Trey and Rosalinda.
Okay, and Lee?
Mine's with Stella.
Okay,
Yeah, Lee and I have not resolved anything with each other.
and
We are
Rosalinda?
mysteries.
All three.
Tied? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Trey, let's have Stella pick for you. You said it was between Stella and Lee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's have Stella pick for you.
I'm looking at your stats now. I still want you to cast a spell.
Okay.
All right, bend fate.
I still want to see you try to bend fate. If anything, because it's also sometimes what Stella does.
All right. Stella, let's have Lee pick for you.
I mean, I absolutely want to see Stella smite her enemies. Like, let's go.
Let's throw down.
Bring it.
Throw
Yep.
a punch. Somebody throw a pie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Still a fight.
I cannot wait to see the circumstances which that happens because Stella's pretty good at not walking into combat
Mm-hmm.
unless she absolutely has to. And
Well-
when she does, it's so sad.
Remember also, participating in combat does not have to mean violence, right? You could get in there and like make an opening for someone or take something, or there are non-violent participations in combat.
Oh, I mean, that was what the Wicked Witch of the West thing was, but it's still like it still wasn't a prowess role, and I think that's the thing.
It doesn't matter what stat you use with it. Like
Oh.
if you get to roll judgment for smite your enemies, it's still a smite your enemies roll, and that's what we're marking is your basic move, not your attribute.
Oh, I did not take judgment. I did not take the one where I get to flip my judgment.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to be clear that we're marking the basic move, not what stat you're rolling.
Okay, cool.
Unfortunately for me, there is not a substitute for Benfade.
Yeah, there is a substitute. I just didn't take it because I could use my judgment to smite my enemies, which would be at this point incredibly overpowered.
Yeah,
versus...
and you're not really the Huntress vibe. That'd be a weird turn for Stella.
Very confusing for all of us.
Then Lee, let's have
Yeah.
Rosalinda pick for you because she's tied with everyone.
Yep. And I want you to perform under pressure.
You're a monster.
Yes, I am.
Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum.
I'm glad we both went there.
And just to complete the circle, Rosalinda, let's have Treyi pick for you.
I would like to see you sway someone.
Ooh,
All them bitches.
I like
All
it.
them bitches.
I like it.
I already have that from the last session, the last time passes
That's so. I guess you didn't use it.
No,
Yeah.
I did not.
Womp.
It's a use it or lose it,
Ah,
unfortunately.
dang it. No FSA stuff. Okay.
Well, in that case, like if it's really something you don't want to do, which it sounds like it is, I'm going to say pierce the veil instead.
Oh, dang. Oh, dang.
I'll coach you. You're fine. The key is just peyote and a lot of water. No?
No? You sure?
It's also not the
Okay.
end of the world if it never gets used. It's a one-use thing, and it's just the first time you fail at that move, you'll get a thread. So even if you tried it and didn't fail, then you wouldn't have gotten the thread. So, Pooja, it's really about, like, what do you want to see that character do? And if you want to still encourage the sway someone, that's okay, even if it never happens. It's not like, Rosalinda's going to miss out on the core mechanic of the game or something.
No, but I also want to like play into stuff that people actually want to do. And
Sure.
if they actively avoid doing it the whole time, then that's not really fun, is it? I guess is my thought.
Either
Okay.
or. The opportunity didn't really come up for me, I think, the last time. So
Yeah, we were in a pretty frantic stream of events there. So,
Mhm.
I was
Okay, well
swaying
then-
people with my fists.
Yeah, you definitely convinced some people of your arguments. Okay.
I mean, I named this one rhetoric and this one debate.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Logic, I guess.
Rhetoric and logic, yep.
There we go.
Yep. So the four of you have had a few days to kind of get caught up on things, help Maggie get set up in her little brewery. It turns out, unfortunately, everybody, the Mile High Club has been shut down.
Oh, no.
It turns out they had some unsafe fire safety practices, and they had been over capacity at the soft opening, and there were just a number of things that they could have paid all the fines to the city, but ended up they just said, you know what, instead we're going to close it and not have to pay all that. So very sad, but they are closing down. And one little background task is that Maggie has like pretty quickly forged some like modern ID stuff that she would need to get around, and actually managed to find a bank account that had been left because it had been like kind of a secret illegal bank account in the first place, and it had just been kind of on the books with, I don't know, Wells Fargo. They've been around since 1800s, right? Some buried Wells Fargo account that she managed, with her newly minted divine intellect, managed to remember all the numbers and the way to access it and everything. And so she actually has money and is going to convert the Mile High Club into like a like whiskey tasting kind of place. So, oh, Bill, thank you so much for all of those gifted subs.
Oh,
That
holy
that
cow.
is so kind.
Oh.
Oh gosh, thank you so much.
Thank you, Bill.
That is Bit Rebellious, Blue Troller, Dorklord Canada, Clearly Golden, and Evs. Welcome to Being Probably People. Lovely to have you here.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
I don't want to make assumptions about anyone's state of existence, but you know, that is Dorklord Canada, that's great. Maggie had several bullet points to her argument successfully delivered. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I'm full of power now.
Oh wow,
Shit.
the sound cue on that is just going bonkers. Live your best life, sound cue. All right, so the what was I gonna say? That's so exciting. Thank you so much, Bill. That's really very thoughtful. Right. So in that's kind of a background thing. Does anybody feel like they want to be more involved with that than, you know, like you all are friends with her, and this is a demigod that you could be friends with, but she's only kind of tangentially part of your weave. She's enough part of it that you can hang around her, but she's not really like part of your fate. So
She's our sometimes why.
or what?
Our sometimes why?
I
Like
don't
the
know.
vowels A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y is a vowel.
Aw,
Oh.
I thought it was funny. Someone
Sure.
else talk.
it was cute. It's cute.
Joey, I age greatly every time you speak.
It's harsh.
That's how I say young forever.
Oh, that's your portrait.
Mm-hmm.
Me suffering from his puns?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no!
People in general.
But
I'm
Portrait of-
nondescript.
specifically you.
Portrait of Dorian Slay.
Ah, yes.
Oh, I killed Stella. I'm actually real proud of that.
That was very
I feel
good.
like in that
Very
that
good.
specific instance, it'd be
Really
Portrait of
good.
Dorian's Bay, but you know.
It's really good.
Okay, so the whiskey tasting place is going to take some time to put together. That's not happening in real time, but that's a project that has been set up. They're currently in the process. You know, workers are coming in and clearing out all of the like waterlogged couches and just bullshit and like painting over the walls to reset and decide what to do after that, and you know, just generally trying to put the place to rights. And Maggie has retained those two bartenders who were not pleased with their clientele, but you know, a job's a job. And both of them wanted to stay on after speaking to Maggie and hearing about the new project. So they're coming on as, you know, well-paid collaborators in the new space. Like, they'll still be bartenders, but they're also going to have profit sharing and time off and vacation, you know, like medical care, health care, you know. So it's, yeah, it's just going to be a little different vibe of a space. Also, I'm thinking, let's see. When the Morrigan visited, obviously she had a lot to say to Maggie. What was everybody else's, like, did anyone have words with the Morrigan, or what was the, I meant to go back and watch that interaction, but it was like 2 episodes ago and I just didn't.
She told me to stand down because I edged over to Maggie I was prepared to fight.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me to stand down, and Trey physically move my sword hand down so I wouldn't make a fool of myself.
Okay.
I feel like I greeted her, but I don't. I also had a bit of a cat moment because she fucking fucked up my third eye.
Yep. That's true.
I was in a picture the whole time.
I don't think any of us really had like specific
Meaning-
words with
yeah.
them. With
Fair enough.
Morgan. I was like, she was there to do a thing. She did the thing.
Yeah, I think in honor of fucking up Stella's third eye, that's a good connection to have. Stella, what is your main, what are your errands that you're running over the next few days of our downtime?
If I want to look into I want to see what our friends' movies are doing. Is there this is weird. Can I spend some time like scrying as a oracle bitch?
Well, yeah, I mean, what is it you want to know?
I want to see how much contact they've had with movies because I feel like people are moving against us and I don't like it. So I kind of just want to look at omens for the future.
Yeah, you want to see how much contact who has had with movies?
I guess Simon, but also everyone, like anyone who we know of as children of
yeah, okay,
movies.
Yeah. So the what does that look like when you set up to do a scry? Certainly you have your oracle move and we can play into that, but if this is you have plenty of time to set something up and think about how you want to do and create the right environment. What does that look like for you?
How much time do we have? Between the weeks, between
no,
the
like
days?
at least a few days.
You get the crew, the weave gets a text from Stella, and it just says Bender time and like 3 gifs of just like I don't know party scenes, and for a couple days like tabloids will pop out being like former child star Stella Hart.
Yep.
Scene X here and here, and it's shots of like, and she looks trashed, like she looks bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like going to commune, having a spiritual experience maybe in the desert, but instead she's gonna have that in various clubs all over LA. Like
Normal.
yeah, normal shit. And like you see her like looking in her cup, like looking at it in martini glasses as like garnishes move around, or you'll see her like standing in the bathroom looking at the little tray of things that nice people have, like nice bathrooms with attendants have and stuff, that sort of shit.
Sure. Well, that kind of reading in, we're definitely going to give you some information on that, but I think probably on the third day, you're like really deep in this Bender, and you find yourself in the bathroom, maybe even like tearing up, and you don't know why. You just like
talk time in the bathroom over the sink.
And this is a bathroom that has an attendant, right?
Oh hell yes.
And when you come in, she looks at you, and this is somebody you've never met before, by the way, at least as far as you can remember. She says, Stella, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to give you this. And she reaches into, she has like a little like kind of, like, not sommelier. What am I trying to say? Like the person who helps you at a hotel. Concierge. Like a little like concierge lapel jacket, She like reaches into the inside pocket, pulls out a little envelope about, 4 inches across and 3 inches high, like just a little like, looks like a tiny invite envelope. And on the front of it is a seal with crossed swords and a raven kind of like resting on the spot between the swords. And when you turn it over, there's an elaborate wax seal with sort of Celtic knotwork in this red wax. And do you want to open it?
Stella takes it and looks at the attendant and says, "Are you a cop? You have to tell me if you're a cop."
Sorry, what? She looks like she doesn't remember handing that to you.
She sort of looks at it. She's like feels it to see what is inside it, making sure it's not like a substance.
No, it
just
feels
in
like there's
case.
something hard in there though. It's not just a little like paper card. There's like something. There's like a rock or something in there.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom stall and open it.
Okay. So you open it up, and it is there's a little card. The card says in this very elaborate script that's almost too difficult to read, but it's obviously somebody's handwriting. It says, "With apologies about your eye, this was his," and there is a small, like very flat, but a like rectangular lighter, like cigarette lighter, with this stylized S on it that you recognize because it's like all over his, social media branding and whatever. That it is Simon's cigarette lighter.
Fuck yes. Okay. Yeah. Stella just looks at it, just like balls, and then like puts it in her bra and like stumbles back out of the bathroom.
Can I ask an awkward question?
Yes.
Is the cigarette lighter a gift you gave him when you two were dating?
Of course it was.
I
'Cause
love
why
it.
wouldn't we give our characters trauma?
Yep.
Yeah, and just in bra, stumbles out of the bathroom, and like texting and walking while inebriated is obviously excellent, and you could probably scry via the typos.
Yep.
But the whole group chat just gets like, I got a thing. We should hang out soon. And then
I
like
love
the
idea
address
that-
of the club.
What if Stella did it as a voice message because she was trying to type and was like,
Yes.
I'm having a friend.
We're fine. Everyone's fine. How are you? We should get pancakes. And yeah, that's the message everyone gets. And Stella usually has foresight to send the translation, but not when she's not interfering with a actual god work. So
I think unbeknownst to Stella, it is currently 6 a.m. when she sends that. This is there are a few places in Hollywood that don't have to close down at the 2 a.m. I think LA has a 2 a.m. thing. But there are a few spots that get special, like hotels and certain
it's the after party for the after party.
Right.
Yeah.
So Stella, you don't know what time it is. That's not
Of course not.
thing you've concerned yourself with. The text of the time on your phone is so little, like it must be, who cares?
Who cares?
Um,
It's time to
and-
do things.
And you haven't seen the outdoors, right? Like you've been inside this whole time. So yeah, the three of you get this voice memo message at
Sorry.
6 a.m. on let's say Monday. What do you do with that?
Well, Lee's already awake because he
Mhm.
gets up with the sunrise, especially now.
Yeah,
And and I think he's out for a jog, but like at a park. Like he's out like amongst the nature, like having a moment, and sees the obvious typos and
Going to
recognizes
Runyon Canyon.
very, very Runyon Canyon. Yes, absolutely. That's where he is. That's exactly it. I think he's gonna send a text to Stella. Are you okay? Do you need me to come get you? Can I bring you water?
You get a text that says, "Future Stella ordered Stella a lift." You don't know if that's true, but there's a link that says like follow my car thing.
Oh, that's good. That's a good safety feature. We like that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lee, it does look like there's a lift on its way to pick up Stella, and it is slated to bring her to Runyon Canyon
Good.
for some reason. And it was
Specifically
ordered
to
like
where you are.
24 hours ago.
I'll just send a text back. See you soon. Drink water.
You're not my supervisor.
All right. And fortunately, it's the fancy lift with the, you get there's bottles of water in the back and the, all kinds of stuff. I forget what Lyft called their fancy thing. All I can think is Uber Black.
I mean, like, I don't even think we've already created a service I don't think they have. So let's keep going with it.
Okay. Rosalinda,
Thank you, Airport Canada.
what are you doing at 6 a.m. on a Monday? Oh, hydrate.
Yep. She's asleep. But usually her phone's on do not disturb, but she has Stella on priority, so it wakes her the F up.
Yeah.
She has the most obnoxious ringtone to it, so to make sure she does wake up. And then hearing and then mentally translating Stella.
Right. And it accidentally plays at like full volume. Like,
Yes.
You're like,
Oh god.
Rosalinda just lives by herself, right? Has an apartment or something?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And just her and Razor.
Yeah.
And
Razor like leaps, is like attached to the wall. Like, what is happening?
it's okay, it's just Stella. I think she's done doing whatever the thing that she said that the pictures that it makes sense at a time, Razor, but I think she's doing a thing. I like pancakes. I text like what she says is going to run. Did the text between Lee and Stella, was that on the group text?
I imagine Stella would have sent it to the group text even if Lee didn't mean it to.
Yeah.
Right. And I know this place by Runyon Canyon. They have the best pancakes.
Great.
I'll meet you there.
You get like 5 pancake emojis, but they're like spaced. So you get like 3 texts.
Yep.
Damn it.
Trey, what's your experience with this?
I am definitely asleep and like bleary eyed, like phone goes off and I'm like, no, Sensei, you said I could sleep in today.
No, I think Sensei is at the foot of your bed when you're like swatting at your phone.
It's like, but you said. And so I like look at the phone and I'm like, oh, I have to go.
You were supposed to learn the language of the mer people today.
Movies is trying to kill us again.
Well, from what I understand, movies will always be trying to kill you.
Yes, but sometimes more urgently than others. And if I could at least stop this asshole.
Fine. And Sensei like turns and just like fades away, you know? But seemed very put out.
Bye. So I'm gonna, drag on some clothes and make my way over to it's like click on the link. I'm like, lift me to here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's a lot of like big thumb action going. I won't be awake for 2 more hours.
Sure.
Don't ask me to have brain power.
Okay, so shall we skip ahead to pancakes?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We find ourselves at the cafe at the foot of Runyon Canyon. It is one of those little boutique places that not even everyone in Hollywood knows about. Just painfully exclusive, and brunch doesn't usually start until 9 a.m. Right? Like that's that. This is my personal pet peeve of like, to me, brunch is basically breakfast, but everybody else wants brunch at like 1 p.m. I'm just like, it blows my mind. But
Brunch is served at 11 o'clock. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Maybe 10 if you're running early, like I usually am.
sure.
Brunch is 10 because then you have 11sies.
Yes. Yeah, I like 10 personally, but this place apparently, is it still I'm not sure if you recall doing this, but you messaged ahead and let them know that you were coming, and that
How far ahead?
you and some friends, well, I think probably in the lift, you see this like scheduled text message go like, when did I schedule that? And you go to look at it. It's actually this very well-formed message to the owner of this no-name boutique. And Flap Jacques. Now it has a name. Flap Jacques.
I love it so much.
And within moments, the owner gets back to you. This is somebody who I think knew you and Simon on set. Like maybe they were in craft services back then, always wanted to start their restaurant and finally got around to it, blah, blah, blah. It's the face pat. That's the kitty face pat.
Kitty face pats.
If you're just
Also-
listening, Pooja's cat is on screen and she's very cute.
She's wonderful. Also, that face was genuinely for like the craft service person who like got to have their restaurant, and I was here for it. I love that for them.
Yeah. They respond right away. They said, oh, well, it's lucky I had come in early today to do some inventory before opening. And, I could definitely get this open by 7, right? And so, they're kind of running around getting the restaurant ready. And Lee, I think you like come down Runyon Kin and you're looking at this place and like, it says it doesn't open till 9. And I don't know. You're just waiting for Stella's car to show up.
Nothing particularly surprised me when Stella is involved at this point. It's like, okay, I'm sure she has a plan or has worked something out. I am going to, however, take one of the bottles of electrolyte laden water that I had with me.
Yep.
And if I can, I don't know if you took any damage from your binging, but use a bit of regrowth to kind of help her recover from her hangover, or at least some kind of spell or something to help.
No, I like regrowth. It's not literal harm, but let's roll regrowth. I want to roll a dice about it.
Okay, let's roll a dice about it.
See how coherent you can make Stella before she tries to give you guys the rundown.
The run-yin down?
Yeah.
The rundown. I hate you.
Because technically this could go poorly.
Yeah. Let's see. My weird is +3. That's an 8 total.
Okay. So, yeah, you get a little bit of magic juice into the juice. And Stella, you could feel yourself becoming more sober by the moment.
Excellent.
So,
excellent.
Your vision clears. You have some memory of the like different texts you've been sending out, and you're remembering things that you've been doing over the last 3 days.
To whatever effect that has.
Yeah. We'll add details in as needed, but that's a general vibe for the day.
And I'm not here to yuck your yum, Stella. There's got to be an easier way to get this ability.
Have you ever talked to Apollo about the people he blesses with his gifts?
No, not. I mean, it's not Dionysus, but
Nah, but like do a Google. I come from a long tradition of party oracles, apparently.
Yeah, I feel like diviners and scryers both like need to be in the right headspace to do it, but then see things that requires a recovery headspace. And, or sometimes they just see too many things. But, originally the story of the oracles in Greece, at least, were they were huffing fumes from a like volcanic vent.
Yeah.
Which was horrible for them. That was actually very bad, but they were having hallucinations that seemed to make sense to the people around them. So, there you go.
Yeah, Stella just looks at you and is like, there's a rich history of party oracles. She
Yep.
means like hallucinogenic use for spiritual purposes.
Oh no, Lee knows.
Yeah.
It just self-care, maybe.
I don't know her.
I like it. Okay. Rosalinda, you arrive about the same time Trey does, and the four of you are standing outside this restaurant just as the proprietor opens the door, and they invite you in. I'm gonna go with a oh shoot, the person from
Ruby
Ruby Rose?
Ruby Rose. Yeah,
Ruby
from
Rose,
Orange is the New Black.
Yes.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
So they are our restaurant tour, and they're complete with tattoos and everything. They got a great look for this. Is what's in my mind. So you come in and there's a bunch of stuff that's like kind of weirdly out of place. Like there are some like lacy curtains and then rustic wooden tables and chairs, and a mix of weird little vases with flowers, like a different flower on each table. It's a very eclectic but somehow ties the room together vibe. And we'll just go with Ruby. Ruby invites you in and to the one corner booth that actually could seat all four of you. A lot of the tables are like little 2 or 3 seaters, and so there's one booth over in the corner that they have for you, and they get you settled in, and then they go to get coffee and orange juice and champagne and all kinds of stuff that is on its way. So, but the 4 of you are now at the booth.
All right, it's your party, Stella. What's going on?
Stella reaches into her bra and like fishes out probably less necessary. Like if you need to pull something out of your shirt, it does not take this much digging.
Yeah, like it takes long enough that we're worried about what's going to happen next.
And pulls out the lighter and is like, I got a present and I don't remember where I got it now. But puts it on the table.
Does the card like fall out of your, like you take that out and the card like comes with it out of your bra and like falls onto the seat next to you?
Yeah, the card was not important. Just
Yep.
Cool.
I'm gonna pick up the card.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
be like,
Yeah.
oh, the Morrigan sent it.
that makes sense now. I get it.
I pick up the lighter and start fiddling with it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I pierce the veil with it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like
I
that.
slept. I'm good.
Jumping right into it.
Yes, I am. Judgment. That's what is that? That's a 4 and a 2, so that's 6 on the die. What's my judgment? I forgot. 0. So that's a sorry, that's a 6.
Is there any way I can help with that?
Well, I mean,
Let the woman have her thread.
she gets a
Oh
thread
no, have
for
your thread. Have your thread. Never mind.
failing the roll. So normally, for those, if you're not familiar with Demigods yet, listener, a lot of PBTA games give you XP when you fail a roll. Demigods does not. So do you want to stick with the 6-?
Yes.
Okay. Now, on Pierce the Veil, you still ask a question, but I am going to skew the answer to be dark and ominous. It will become bad news. So I just want to confirm that you want to keep the 6-.
Yes.
Okay.
I can prep you for after the break. What is the greatest danger with this thing's owner?
I think we could say, what is the danger with this thing? I don't know if you're gonna get a view. If that's okay, if you like that question, I can answer that, or if you want to ask a different question, that's okay.
From when did?
I mean, I have an answer for that. It just I want to make sure you're getting the question that you want.
No, I rolled a 6. It's a 6, so let's stick with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the greatest danger with this thing is that Simon should know where it is. And probably does. and you can feel not quite the Eye of Sauron at the top of the tower, but when you pick it up, you can feel like the potential awareness. It's just not focused on this right now. Like he's not looking for his lighter, but if he does, he's gonna be able to find it.
I chuck it out the door of Flapjacks.
Okay,
You can
like
see it.
I think the front
I
door is
still
closed,
need
but
that.
the lighter flies across the room, clatters against the door, and
Would like to use my cantrip of moving small objects
okay,
to bring it back.
okay.
No, he can see it. He can see it. He knows. He can. It's tracking. It's got GPS on
I
it.
need you to use proper nouns. Who is he?
And also,
would
Rosalinda,
assume
don't forget to
Simon
mark
says
your thread.
It's his lighter.
Did we know it was Simon's lighter?
I mean, that's what's on the card.
It has a
It's
big
S's.
stupid S on it.
It's S.
Right.
S knows where it is.
And you're worried about him finding the lighter.
If they want this lighter, if Stella has it, Stella, whose is this? It's Simon's.
Yeah, it's Simon's.
Oh wait, no. I thought you didn't like him. Why do you want him?
I am stalking him.
Why? I thought.
That seems like an incorrect choice of words.
Yeah, you should not be stalking your ex, especially if he's trying to kill us.
I'm stalking him back.
That's healthy.
Double stock.
Double stalk.
But he can. This
We'll
is.
both need more therapy.
This
Okay,
is
it's not a problem. Relax. I'm going to take a napkin and put the napkin over the lighter. And I'd like to try to cast a spell to hide this item.
I
Okay.
still need to touch it.
No, but I'm going to hide it from Simon. You can still touch it.
All
I'm
right.
just trying to hide his ability to find it.
Yeah. Let's do a spell about it.
Okay. I have to pick my effects. Let's go with hide something. Let's go with reveal a secret.
Mm-hmm.
Costs. Draw some wanted attention because that'll be fun for Ruby Rose. And let's go with something is hidden from you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's roll it.
Oh, that's a 10 on the dice, so 13 total.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you get both of the effects, reveal a secret and hide something, and which of the costs do you want?
Let's draw unwanted attention. I mean, let's just see what happens.
Okay. I love it. But I'll let's resolve the spell first. So
Okay.
the spell, you all can see the napkin goes over this lighter, and then the napkin kind of bursts into a little ball of flame, and when it vanishes, it goes up like flash paper, even though it's not flash paper. But the lighter now doesn't reflect any of the light in the room. And so it's like this little black thing on the table that you can only see because you can't see the table under it. But
kinda like
it
it's
now
painted in
just
Danta black.
absorbs all light. So you can reach out and touch it, but it is just totally absorbs light. Does that make
Neat.
sense?
Yeah, Black 3.0 style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Lee, the secret is that this is not just a magic lighter that he likes. This is a straight up gift.
Oh,
This is
whoops.
a divine gift that was given to Simon from movies. His parent. Which is why you can tell also like your spell is going to have a limited amount of time that it's going to be effective because like gifts in our setting here are like so strong and palpable that they're almost impossible to destroy. It's a huge point of concern. And it's also is potentially possible that what you just did could get movies attention as well. But you don't really have any way of confirming that. And draw unwanted attention is noted. I will be giving some information in a little bit.
I expected as such. But there, it's all fine. We're good. He can't find it, at least not for a while. We've got some time. Everybody just breathe. We're in a good spot. Have some pancakes. Looks at Stella.
If pancakes are here, Stella is full pancake mode. Like, the seal has been popped, and now all food must be consumed.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Ruby brings out, plates of pancakes and French toast and all kinds of stuff. There's drinks. There's, whatever you want.
Hungry now. Yay.
Yep. And yeah, what are you talking about? This is your scene. I don't have much to do right now.
Between bites of pancake, Stella will start to explain, like, so it was like the reason that we went to the Mile High Club in the first place, and now we're doing this, is that Simon fucking sucks. And as the son of movies who keeps trying, movies keeps trying to kill us. So with the son of movies, we're gonna kill movies back. Wait. Or something.
That seems like a step too far.
We're gonna kill Simon back.
I'd be down with that.
Rosalinda puts a bowl on top of the lighter, just like, just in case. Yeah. All right.
So what do we need to do with this lighter?
Oh, I gotta touch it a lot. Yeah.
Shoves the bowl closer to Stella. Okay, here. Did you wipe your hands? You got some syrup on you.
Sticky.
That makes sense.
Has Stella probably actually already did the not proprioception,
Psychometry?
The psychometry on it when she got it and just doesn't remember?
I'm actually going to say no, because that
Okay.
would have had some consequences.
Good point.
So I think it didn't occur to her to do that. I'm like, cool lighter, bro. Pocket. Or bra, sorry.
Yeah. Cool lighter, bruh. Yeah, in that case, just like touch it and we'll know everything. So like kind of makeup wipes her hands with doesn't even use napkins, makeup wipes, puts it back
Actually,
in purse.
more effective because
Weirdly more effective. Probably use makeup wipe though.
Ugh.
And like, does everyone that like stay back, something really cool is gonna happen, and then picks up the lighter. Look, she just has to touch it. Like, it's not a cool ritual. It's just like a touch.
No,
Yeah.
You pick it up. It's this dark thing in your hand that you can't see, but it, you can feel the S under your thumb.
I almost feel like not being able to see it, but being able to just have to use like touch it and like kind of remember, like hold it is almost a benefit.
I'm open to that.
As she's like, I'm not asking for the advantage, but for her, it's helping her concentrate on it better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there may be some advantage as well. We'll see.
And would a Pierce the Veil roll be a good use
I think
here?
I'm going to have you roll a Bend Fate because you're using your gift. Right?
Yep.
So let's Bend Fate.
Let's get weird. I just keep looking at my stats like, who let me min-max? How does one min-max in PBTA?
It was past Stella.
Past Stella. 8 plus my weirdest one, so 9.
I wouldn't call that min-maxed.
Oh no, my other stats are min-maxed.
Oh, yeah.
I have a -2 in prowess and a +3 in judgment.
Yep. No, that's fine. That sounds like a Demigods character to me.
Yeah.
So you got a 9, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's okay, so you get a boon and a bane. Your boon will be your gift does something beyond its normal limits. Using psychometry on a legit divine gift is certainly beyond its normal limits. Which bane, or do you want me to pick?
I'd like you to pick because I think because we had because I'm gonna pick.
Yeah. I'm gonna have you become stunned for a few moments.
Excellent.
As you you know, like absorb the kind of divine significance of this tiny object in your hand, and your eyes just kind of go wide, and your head thunks back against the booth. And you all, like, Stella's eyes are just star fields, right? It's just like looking into the night sky. But she's clearly doing something, right? It's not like she just got like attacked by the lighter or something. But Stella, you are, looking into this object's history. And part of why it's so complicated is because it doesn't have a natural history. And, just, when you bought it as a gift, right? This was a gift that you gave to Simon.
And then was like re-gifted by movies.
Yeah, well, it was blessed, right?
Yeah.
Because it had a strong emotional tie for him, and that's basically the scene that you see is you get a clue into actually how enamored with you he was, and the degree to which that allowed movies to imbue this object to be something of his. So he this is a cherished object to him. It is imbued with the power of a god, and the main component of this insight is the history of this object is that he really did care about it and was crazy about Stella. That's kind of the biggest like legit reveal.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, real yucky feel, not yucky. Like he is not
human feelings.
Yeah, like he is not like objectively yucky, but like you're like messy human feelings is what I was trying to get at.
Yeah,
It's complicated.
I was also trying to see if I could find out like if he had like talked to movies who was like, hey, you should go fuck up those demigods, but apparently not.
Yeah, well, part of this imbuing is, that this happened after you were brought to Influencer, right? Like you were adopted by Influencer, and then Simon was adopted a short while later. That and you hadn't known that this happened right away, right? That was
Stella is non-adopted. Stella is like however gods procreate. But that was when she was 16, and I think Simon had to have been after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adopted by Influencer.
Oh yeah,
is what I meant. And so Simon was inducted and imbued a little bit after that, and a lot of the vibe of that is that movies was getting him for the purpose of pushing back against what Influencer was doing.
Okay.
So that's
that makes sense.
That is a black and white indication of animosity between your parents.
Excellent.
But interestingly, I think a going theory had been movies hated books, and that's why this was all happening to you. But that seems tangential at best.
That makes sense, actually. That actually does resolve that, so that's really good. Like you hear like in her like stupor, Stella just goes, fuck. talk, like slowly enough that you cannot tell that she's saying a word at first.
Yeah. So I'm going to maintain your stun for a little bit longer here. And the three of you hear screams outside.
Oh,
I go, okay.
Like
I go-
high-pitch horror movie screams.
No.
Oh, dang it.
I'm gonna shove the rest of the entire piece of bacon that I was eating in my mouth and run out the door.
I'm
Okay.
gonna follow, but not before taking Stella's sunglasses and putting them on her face,
Okay.
just in case someone comes wandering by. They don't see starry field.
Sure.
Weekend at Bernie's
This
Stella.
weekend at Bernie Stella.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think you're popping up as Ruby is coming out from the kitchen to check on you all. What do you say to Ruby as you like put the sunglasses on? You're like,
She's fine. Gotta get her wallets. Be right back.
oh, okay, yeah, no rush.
Cool.
And
I'll
yeah,
Venmo you. And
Okay.
then, yeah.
so the three of you rush outside, and right away you can tell the screaming is coming from the top of Runyon Canyon, but which, listener, it might be a little confusing. Runyon Canyon is a hill that you climb up in a place called Runyon Canyon. It is not a canyon that you go down into. So
Which
it's,
is the opposite.
yeah.
You go up Runyon Canyon.
Yeah, it's like a hiking, not even a hiking trail. It's like everyone goes to jog and walk their dogs and whatever. It's a vertical Central Park, essentially. So
Thank you.
I used to take that walk every Sunday, and then we would walk down to the farmer's market afterwards.
yeah, it's
Including
a
the
nice
time I
walk.
stepped in a hole and sprained my ankle real bad.
Oh no,
That wasn't the
Mm.
smartest decision.
Ouch. Okay, well, the three of you run outside and you can hear the screams at the top of the Runyon Canyon, which is what, like half a mile up, something like that. It's not super long.
No, it's not that long. That's like
I
a
don't
mile
really know.
almost.
I'm an inside cat.
Yeah.
So
Quarter mile, something like that.
Like it just isn't that long. I
Yeah.
think as it is.
So are we heading up the hill? Are we checking it out? Are we
Are
going
there
back
any
in for
power
more
lines?
pancakes?
Are there any power lines? Is there anything metal going up the canyon, the hillside?
I actually don't think there is.
Son of a biscuit. Ugh.
There's like a chain link fence to be able to lock the place up, but that goes across, and then the edges of that are like out of view. Like it's, yeah, it goes a long ways in either direction.
Ah, dang it. Is there any like is the parking lot like at the base of the hill?
Parking lot is generous. There's like a few spots,
Okay.
and then people just jockey for street parking for the most part. So yeah, you're kind of at the bend of like a small back street that just turns, like it goes along and then it does a little L bend, and the restaurant is right there at the base of the trail, and then you're just looking up the trail there.
Then is it possible? I would like to use Russian,
Sure.
even though I don't see the enemy. I'm
Even
still
better.
fast.
Yeah.
Then Lee's portal. Yeah. And Tree, I don't think if you have your motorcycle.
Well, sure.
maybe.
I mean, just running up the hill wouldn't take that long either. If we just get underway, it's not miles and miles. It's like a quarter mile to to run up there. So,
Yeah, I wasn't planning on actually taking the bike. I was just gonna go.
yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
it's that short.
So why don't we hang on to Russian for a second? The three of you run up the hill.
Well, if you want to rush ahead.
go rush in.
Sure. Yep.
All right. And I
It's like
scream back.
suddenly like super speed. It's like
I
Yep.
screamed over my shoulder, I'll text you. And then go.
Yep. So normally Russian has a target associated with it. So I'm going to have you just target the thing that you see, whether or not you feel like Russian is a good idea at that point. But Rosalinda, as you go charging up the hill faster than the friends with you, you see all kinds of people just running for their lives. The shirtless guy with this little white dog under his arm, just like booking it and carrying his dog like a football. Just, the yoga mat people with their mats and their sparkling waters, just bolting for it. And when you come up to, crest the hill, you can see there is like a little bit of a crater in the ground, and this massive serpent has come out of the ground. And by massive, I mean like as big around as a car, right? Like a couple washing machines wide. Let's say 2 meters wide at the middle of its body, right? And it is many meters long, like coils and coils and coils of just like massive serpent. Many school buses. And it's actually hard to tell exactly how long it is because it is kind of coiled and twisting. And there are several people in hoods and kind of hood and robe type outfits, kind of chanting something that you don't understand. The audience sees that the subtitles are in ancient Greek, but you see probably half a dozen of these chanting people, and this massive serpent already has like coiled around several humans who are just stuck and in the process of being crushed. So rush in with the big serpent?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's roll it.
All right. Plus metal. Let's do, okay, that's 8 on the die. Plus metal is a 10.
Okay,
Ah.
great.
Ah. Okay. So enemy is stunned, letting the next person to smite them roll with fate's favor.
All right.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I like that.
It worked.
Yeah. So I'm going to say, if this is okay with you, Rosalinda, you go just charging up there. You've got the just spirit of the elemental, sending you forward. You leap across several independent lengths of serpent, as you kind of climb up this stack of coils, and shoulder charge. Is that all right? Like just shoulder charge the head of the snake. And it is so not like, it's seeing you coming. It's like, oh, good, I'm going to eat you too. Like, this is great. Yes, please come into my belly. And then you just shoulder charge its snoot. You boop its snoot so hard. And the whole snake is just like, whoa. Like its head flies up, and you basically ride that down to the ground as it lands on the back of its head. It's not dead, right? But you just straighten out the snake as you tackle it down. It relaxes enough that the humans are able to climb out and just go screaming in madness because they don't want to even perceive magic, and they were being trapped and probably about to be consumed. But that's we'll leave it there for now. The snake is not dead or even really injured, but certainly caught it off guard. Lee or Trey?
I would like to try to either use esoteric, etc., or my divine intellect to try to identify this creature.
Yeah, I think we don't have to roll, just your divine intellect. And the nature of this creature is that it is Pytho, or the serpent, also known as Python.
Sure.
That the name of the snake came from, right? This was a not a Titan, but related to Gaia, and is a sworn enemy of Apollo. So you would recognize it right away if only for that connection.
Okay.
And as you come up, you see the giant pile of snake, and some of these acolytes turn and point at you, and scream, I don't know what, false believer, something. I don't know what a good insult to you Second son. Hey. Whatever. Yeah, something
right.
like that.
All right, let's go.
Burn.
He
Let's do the thing.
dares. He dares use the magic of the earth.
Damn straight I do. Watch me. All right, Lee, let's do a spell about it.
Okay.
I'm going to try to inflict 1 harm to a small group.
Okay.
I'd like to try to restrict movement.
Okay.
Costs. I will. I don't know. Inflict.
Do you want to include cast the spell instantly as one of your effects?
Oh, that might be a good idea. Yeah, let's do that instead of restrict movement.
Okay.
And then costs. I'll deal. Let's do inflict collateral damage and deal 1 harm to an ally ignoring armor. Because because no, Rosalind is the snake, not the cultists. Never mind. I'll take 2 harm ignoring armor.
Okay. I like it.
All right. All right, that is a 5 on the dice plus 3 is an 8.
Okay.
I don't think I add anything to that. Okay. Yeah, that's what I got.
Great. So you can, cast the spell instantly isn't going to be particularly helpful if we don't inflict 1 harm to a
Right.
small group.
So I'll stick with this inflict 1 harm.
Okay. And I'm going to have you take the 2 harm ignoring armor.
I thought you might. Okay.
And you are charging up an effect that is, starting to glow, and it's, you're getting ready to. It's pretty clear, Trey. You could see Lee targeting these acolytes, and like something is building up as he's ready to throw it at them while they're
I'm charging up Solar Beam for Pokemon fans.
Yeah. You can see they appear to be like particularly aggressive towards him specifically. So, what do you want to do, Trey?
I'm gonna pull my my rapier
Mm?
with a flourish as always, because these are lessons I actually took to.
Yeah.
And stab at the snake.
Okay.
Going
Yeah.
for
There are a lot of
I think
places to stab, so that
I'm gonna go for an eye, I think. Like,
Oh, okay.
generally, I
So I think the head of the snake is on the other side of the pile because Rosalinda came in and just like tackled it backwards. But you know where she is, right? Like you could go running over this thing to get there. That's fine. To try to go for an eye is a big deal. So just to get us started, I would like to do a perform under pressure.
rude.
Yeah. Just getting through this environment is a little tricky right now.
Well, that's a 9.
Okay. There's a complication. What option do you like?
Let me look. I am gonna say that I take 1 harm.
Okay. And you don't have epic armor, right?
Nope.
Okay. This
I do have
harm
magical
doesn't
resistance,
ignore
though.
armor, so if you have armor, it would matter. Okay. So what is that harm? What do you like? Get banged up or a little squeezed as you're trying to get through there, or what happens?
Yeah, I think that the way I actually end up getting there is that the python shifts
Ah, yeah.
and it
It's like trying to get itself back together and
and it thwaps me,
Mm.
but it thwaps me in the direction that I want to go.
yeah, I like that.
So it's like launches me, and then launch hurts. It hurts just a little.
Yep.
But I do like a cool superhero landing.
Yeah, I love that. There's like a running moment in the air, and then yeah. All right, let's go ahead and make roll smite your enemies. I was gonna have perform under pressure be like on a 10 plus you get advantage, or on a 6 minus you have disadvantage, but you hit right in the middle. So just a plain old smite your enemies.
That itty bitty.
Fate's favor.
Oh yeah, you get Fate's favor on it.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I got a 10 plus on the rush in.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Which is awesome because I just rolled doubles, and that gives me a 12.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you get 3 options from the list below. I'm going to say disarm your enemy doesn't make a lot of sense in this case. So what do you want to pick?
I am going to pick exchange harm, crush them,
Okay.
and Rosalinda, are you wrapped up in this?
No, I'm not wrapped up with this
No,
serpent. I'm like next to it.
So to help this a little bit, there's like pile of snake, right? That would have been a neat coil, but you know, that with the head kind of up on the top, Rosalinda came and like punched that head and just like laid out the top end of the snake, right? Like straightened it out, and the rest of the coil is just kind of messy now. And Rosalinda's just like standing over this head that's like, what? And like trying to pull itself back up because it was like upside down on the back of its head. And it's like trying to get back upright as you arrive.
Okay, cool.
So your sword is an epic weapon, right?
It is.
Okay. So we're looking at
am...
exchange harm, crush them, and
take something from my enemy so that it releases all the people. Like this is
well, it released the people already.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, Rosalinda's hit did that, and also remember you don't have epic armor, and it is going to trade harm with you. So if you don't protect yourself, you may end up taking a lot of harm, depending.
Yeah, sure. I shall protect myself.
Okay, great. So as it comes back up, you can see Trey. I think maybe you would just know some like weird science facts off the top of your head. You're like, okay, well, it's clearly not a venomous snake. It is kind of the what is the ideal thing called? It's the platonic ideal of a python, or constrictor snake. So for whatever that's worth, that could be helpful knowledge that it doesn't appear to be venomous at all, but it is, whipping its head up to be back in the fight just as you come in and stab. I think 5 harm, that sounds like an eye to me. Like that. Yeah. I'm okay with that. Like you just went right through there.
Oh God.
Sorry, everybody. Are we
awesome?
Oh, okay. An eye probably as big as your head, right? So
easy target.
Yeah, you get it, but it doesn't go like brain direction, which is probably what you were hoping for. But you don't land the perfect hit to one shot the giant snake. But yeah, you dish out a lot of damage, but this thing whips around and brings its like the end of its tail to whip towards you, and it just tries to whack you out of the way, and it does push you a distance, right? But it only does 3 harm because you tried to protect yourself, unless you want to spend threads to reduce that more.
I think I'll spend a thread to reduce it.
Yeah, so that reduces by 2, right? It's 1 thread for 2 harm, so you only take 1 harm.
Sweet.
And we don't have to roll grievous harm because you didn't take 4 all at once. So, good call. And everyone's harm should be totally reset, by the way, in case you hadn't done the paperwork. You had time passes, everything resets, so we're good. Oh, the Pythonic ideal, Gray they. I've missed you. That's very good. I wish I had thought of that one.
You're
All right.
so my face.
So the we'll leave it at that for now. So that's we kind of did well. Rosalinda had a turn, and Lee did a thing, and Trey did a thing. Stella, I think you are waking up to find sunglasses on your face, and Ruby is like quietly clearing the table to not wake you up. You know. And she's like, they're smiling, like they're having this is like kind of funny and sweet because they remember you being a little kid, and so they're just like trying not to bother you because it's not even time for them to open anyway, and so yeah.
Still noticing like it's dark. Why is it dark? Oh no, these are sunglasses. Okay, like that slow like booting up, and then can I hear the screams?
Well, there's less screaming now because all the humans have escaped. So maybe the memory of a scream. I don't know.
I think noticing that she's been left with the bill. I'm just gonna put a bunch of cash on the table.
That's fine.
Not sure how much, whatever, and like walk out and like, all right, good, my friends.
It was great to see you, kid.
I missed you. And goes to figure out what's happening outside.
Yep.
If there's any sounds of like not even using godly skill, just the like.
Oh yeah, when you walk outside, the last of the people are streaming out of the gate to go into Runyon Canyon, and I think even from down here, you see like a moment of like big tail come into view from way down here, right? You're like, oh, that's a lot.
That seems incorrect. We'll go that way.
So you're heading up the hill?
Apparently, I'm going on a hike.
Okay, great. How would you describe Stella's physical fitness?
You know how some people are thin but not healthy?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Would you be opposed to making a perform under pressure roll?
No, not at all.
Okay, you're not going to have a disastrous 6- because I'm asking you to do it, but let's roll it just to see.
Yeah, I mean, she's not. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Because thankfully the hangover is gone. Like it's not so much a hangover, just a lot of confusion and normal Stella.
And like body ache and exhaustion.
I rolled 2 2s, so I do get a thread.
Yes, yep, that is true.
Why? I'm glad to know that my dice luck is still bullshit.
Is it bullshit or is it consistent?
It's consistent bullshit.
Like as you become more and more godlike, are you just turning more and more into stork?
Oh, I think that's happening. That's upsetting.
Between this and the drop.
Oof.
The drop has been rough too.
Yep.
I turned it around a little bit on the drop.
Yep.
A little bit. I don't know what's wrong with me.
If you're listening and unfamiliar with this, some of us also play in a game over on Happy Jacks RPG on Monday nights, and Happy Jacks is also home to famous role player Stork, famous for rolling like shit all the time, and to the point that nobody wants to touch his dice. And
okay,
I
really want to give this very quick. Yes, the GIF.
There's a GIF of Stork rolling dice, like and it's a 1. It only took 1 take.
Yeah. That was a legit, actual, like unmodified video of him rolling a d20 and rolling a 1. Like
it was. We were like, oh, I guess that's done. Okay.
Yeah. We're like, haha, hey Stork, roll this until you get a 1. It'll be a funny video. Boom.
Done.
Oh, epic.
Oh
Epic.
my gosh.
Okay. Memory of a Scream is Stella's black metal album.
Accurate.
This is good. I like. Oh, our chat is best chat.
Our chat
Our chat is best chat.
I hope any and all of you are, of course, welcome to come join us on Happy Jacks too. I think a lot of you are there already, but like, if you haven't tried it out, we have a pretty fun group over there, so you should check it out. Okay, Stella, you get to the top of the hill, just huffing and puffing and like sweaty, like beyond what a normal sweatiness would be, you know, as you come up like next to Lee as Lee's spell goes off. Just whoom. Lee, what did you imagine this spell to look like?
I imagine, I think he's so I've always imagined that his epic weapon is kind of in a hammer space, if you will.
Okay.
It's just able to kind of pull it from thin air. And I imagine he's using almost like a staff at this point to direct the spell. So I imagine the beam is literally coming from the tip of the spear.
Okay.
It is shooting out. And I think if it was one target, it would shoot out in a single beam. It's multiple targets. It's shooting out in like almost like a magic missiles type situation,
Sure,
where it's splitting and hitting the cultists
coiling
where it
and
hurts
turning
in their cult meat.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. You definitely make contact with them. You do one harm to all of the cultists that you can see, but that's not going to wipe them out. And you can see they have some kind of shimmering, kind of purpley glow that protects them a little bit. The harm went through. It's not armor, but they're also not just basic mortals. So for whatever that's worth, they look human, but there's something about them.
I just got to turn up the heat a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Stella, you arrive in time for this. What are your thoughts, Stella?
I am somehow too old for this. Like huffing and puffing and like definitely not dressed for a hike or anything like that. Just kind of like does the whole like bends down like maybe like a second, and then followed by big steak.
Yeah.
Why? Just trying to assess the situation at this point.
Okay. You want to pierce the veil?
Yeah, I'm gonna pierce the veil about it.
I love it.
Good.
You know what? Sorry, I'm gonna be right back. 1 second.
Oh my gosh.
Sure, it's fine.
It's fine. It's probably okay. I'm just gonna roll now. We'll see what happens. Dark Lord Canada, no.
Yes, he did say that.
Yes, you did.
Lee,
Bless. You're my favorite.
Lee got him right in the cul-de-sac. Actually, that's kind of funny now that I say it out loud.
Right?
See?
Well done.
Embrace it.
I don't. I refuse.
The problems that other people have with the word moist, I have with the word sack.
The word what?
Sack.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought I heard dog shenanigans. She's fine. Okay. What have you done?
Pierce the Veil, I rolled an 11 and I have a +3 to judgment because I min-maxed. So
wait, I'm so sorry. I meant to say this before. I was going to give you disadvantage on that roll. So please roll a third die. You may still crush it because you're still
yeah, no, that's just an 11 then.
That's what it was
Just
before.
An 11.
Yeah, I rolled a 3 on my second die, so that just replaces
the same as the other 3. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I figured. I had meant to say that because of your terrible run up the hill. But what questions do you want to ask?
Where did this thing come from, and who is responsible for it? Actually, sorry. Who is responsible for this, and what is its weakness?
Well, let's do one thing at a time in case you want to change your next question. Who is responsible for this is essentially Gaia, which is a pretty big concept for you to be like running up here like, okay, what is this thing? Oh God, all of Earth, like Gaia, the sort of Greek concept of like all of Mother Nature. That hits you like a brick semi-truck. Not a semi-truck carrying bricks, a semi-truck made of bricks.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to
at the
ask?
Department of Motor Vehicles?
What's next, Stella? What do you want to ask?
Okay. I think Stella just sits down.
That's fine.
The second one is going to be, I want a why, but that seems like, why is this? Are we being punished for this? Seems too strong, too broken of a question.
Well, why could sort of be what is the greatest danger? Like, what is this thing doing here? Why isn't really on that list? Because in my thinking about this move, that like the why is a pretty remote question versus like what you can look at and get. But
this is true. Okay, so here's a weird one. How can I kind of want to, can I communicate with the snake?
probably, have you been talking to animals?
I don't. That is not a thing that Stella does. Also, we had a lot of opportunity to talk to animals.
Yeah, that doesn't feel like a Stella vibe to me.
It is not. I guess what I wanted to be is like, how can I get in contact with Gaia from here?
Oh, do you want to?
I would like to speak to the snake's manager.
Yeah, okay, well, we could say, how can I get this responsible person to talk to me?
Yeah.
Okay. You are given a vision of a whole, ritual that you can perform to have a vision and contact her. And there's a great big crater that this thing came out of. Like, there's a big hole in the ground that we haven't really gone to explore yet because it looks dangerous to get near. But yeah, you have a whole like thing, like some stuff you need to draw on the ground and a circle and some offerings and a situation to create.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of work. If I just yell at the ground, would that work?
No.
Okay.
You could yell at the ground. That's old man yells at ground.
I think for a moment Stella does, like, hole is registered. Stella sees hole and looks at Lee and goes, hole. And then looks at the ground and goes, why?
Okay.
Which is, I understand, ineffective, but it makes me feel good.
Okay. Did we get 3 questions for you? We had.
I did not ask my third. Why is technically a third. And I guess the next one is, how can I get this snake thing to stop?
Well,
I assume killing it is
probably
the
easiest way to do that would be to feed it Lee.
I'm gonna give a really hard look at Lee.
It's in its enemy portrait, it has like a Lee-shaped cutout in its belly. Super effective.
I am going to ask. Hold on. I think I get an advantage if I like. Oh no! One of the things I'm supposed to do is like present. Is to be like, "Hi, I'm going to advise you rather than fight." Stella looks at Lee and says, "And point. Are there cultists around?" Yes.
Oh yeah, there's like half a dozen nearby that Lee is attacking, and look like they're going to do something to y'all.
And gestures to the cultists and just goes, I think you need to make one of them look like you.
You got real quiet there. Just to repeat, she said, I think you need to make one of them look like you.
Yes.
Sure. Okay.
It's one of those times you just gotta trust me when I come up with something stupid.
Trust the process.
Just the process.
Okay,
It's like
so
any good piece of art, it'll look shitty at first, and then you just go through the looking shitty face.
Unless, of course, the snake is not fooled by the fact that one of the people in front of it is now Lee. So we might have to
It's blind in one eye now, so if you just pick a cultist on that side.
Also, guess what I have? I have a cloak of obscurement.
Okay, well, since everyone's had a turn, I'm gonna go ahead and take a herald move here. The snake managed to like rise back up to a more normal height. It's probably about 10 feet off the ground above Trey and Rosalinda. and you can see some of the wound in the eye start to close up as it regenerates a little bit. So, be aware. And it also is going to, I think Trey heard it. Like, it's going to boop a Trey. Now, this isn't its best move, but it's coming at you with 2 harm. So
No,
you
boop.
could ignore
I
it with a
boop, you no
thread
boop.
or take a boop.
Well, I mean, I don't have any threads to ignore it, so I guess I'm taking a boop.
Okay.
I don't like your boop. I see your boop and I raise you.
Does that put you at 3?
No, that puts me at 4. 'Cause
Oh,
I took
okay,
one
then-
when I came over, and then I took 1 from exchanging.
Okay. So then we'll have to roll for grievous harm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just 2d6 plus 2 because you only took 2, even though you went over the threshold.
Okay. Oh. It's an 11.
Oh,
Oof.
I
Ooh.
forgot to remind you to roll low. That's on me. Okay. Well, you
no.
get to pick.
I am going to this will be fun. I'm gonna wind up in a tight spot because it's a snake. Get it? Tight spot. Constrictor.
Well, if you had an 11, you're gonna need to pick one from the
Oh
top.
no, sorry. That was from the bottom list, and I'll need to
Yeah.
choose one from the top list. That's my bad.
Sorry.
No, it's just my reading incomprehension. Books would be so disappointed in me. Just no real change. I am going to say that my gifts are unusable for the scene.
Okay. Now that would be all of them. Now I would say like your sword is still a sword. It just wouldn't do epic damage.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at the rest of your gifts just so I can have you. I want your decision to be fully informed. Let's
It's
see.
my melee weapon, Pantheon royalty, and my mentor and magical resistance.
Right. So none of those would be applicable to this scene as is. Is that's
yeah,
okay?
I'm gonna say this big sneckum rang my bell.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense to me. This massive, its head is the size of your body. Like it's bigger. It's bigger than your whole body. So, yeah, it just boops you like right in the top of your chest, like in your sternum, right? And I think probably even knocks you back against its coils. And Rosalinda, you can see its next move is to wrap her up. It's like booped into the pocket and then is gonna coil, but hasn't yet. And Rosalinda, it's kind of forgotten about you.
That's good.
Do you want to do something about that, Rosalinda?
Oh yeah. First, I would like to take an advancement.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
And increase my weird by 1 because I'm
getting
freaking
weird.
out. I'm freaking out because Trey's in there and she's gonna unleash cataclysm on the snake head.
Ooh.
I will die. It'll be great.
Okay. We will need you to get a little bit of space because if you do that next to Treya, you will kill her.
Yep. I'm going to, snake head. I want to be within the 10 meters of the snake head, but 10 meters away from her. So back up a bit. Or can I interpose between the snake and the cultist and maybe get them at the same range?
I think there's a way to line it up, but you'll probably have to go further onto the coils. Because it's like trying to get around her. And I think if you time it just right, you could get the head coming around, but she's kind of at the edge. If you climb up on Mount Snake and
You gotta go to the summit of Mount Sneckum.
yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have you roll perform under pressure first.
All right. I can do this. I can do this. I can do
Because
this.
you're
I can
also
do this.
kind of trying to judge the distance of something that's not an exact science. So
That is an 8 on the dice plus my 2 is a 10. Yes.
Yeah, great.
Yes, I do it.
Okay, I'm gonna have you roll with Fate's Favor on your Cataclysm check.
Yes. Okay. 3 dice.
That's gonna make a mess, though. Are you sure you might kill the snake? I don't know if you like this snake could get hurt.
Screw the snake. It hurt Trey.
Oh,
It's scaring all the people.
it's mean.
And I was gonna take pictures up there.
Priorities.
That's
I like it.
That is an 11 on the dice plus my newly minted weird. That's a 12.
Fantastic. And is that with your Fate's Favor?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you want to read the move for us? So you haven't gotten to use this yet.
No, I have been wanting to. A column of fire, an earthquake, violent bursting pipes. You wreak havoc on everything within 10 meters of you. Collateral damage is guaranteed and you will pay a cost. Everyone enraged takes 6 harm. You take 2 harm, ignoring armor. So, ouchies on me.
Now, for your element being metal, I was going to have that be like, the copper wires and everything nearby, like shooting up out of the ground instead of like something coming, like there's nothing above you, right? You're just in a park.
I was thinking there's got to be some infrastructure underneath by the hole. Or wait,
that's right. Yeah, there's probably some like burst pipes and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Just have that either collapse and take the snake down with it and hopefully not Trey, or just have it impale the snake in the head.
Yeah, I think have all this stuff like shoot up out of the ground is great. You do 6 harm to the snake. It doesn't resist that, although that puts it at, because it healed. It's not quite dead.
Oh,
but
damn.
It is extremely
So
wriggly,
many hit
right?
points.
It's like pinned in several places and is on its last legs.
Well,
It's on its last wriggle.
you
Snickapede.
stay there.
And you marked your
Snake.
2 harm, right?
Yes, I did.
What's that put you at?
That's at 2.
Oh, that's your first 2. Okay, great. Lee and Stella, you see this just explosion of sharp metal bits up under the snake, where like you see Rosalinda like climb back up where you couldn't see her before. You see her come back into view and then just lift her hands up. What does it look like, Rosalinda, when you do this? What is your move?
Yeah, she channels Toph from Avatar, plants herself right on top of the snake, feels for the metal on all around her, beneath her, and just like flexes to get all the metal into the snake fleshy bits.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. Just okay. So Lee and Stella, you see this just epic
Magneto
moment.
Magneto was right.
And including the toll that it takes on Rosalinda. Rosalinda, what does it look like when you get hurt? What?
Oh, I think she gets nicked by her own, by any of those pieces.
Yeah.
They skim off of her arms.
Yeah.
Especially her arms, because she has them out. And one goes through a snake and it just like really gouges like a bicep right there.
Yep.
It's like, oh, son of a, wasn't thinking.
Yeah, I think you've got a shard still like just of like copper cable, that is just like shunted sideways through your arm, perpendicular. So that's something you'll have to deal with in a little bit, but it's not a now problem. That's probably most of the 2 harm right there, is being literally impaled in the arm.
Oof.
Which,
Ouchies.
yeah.
Fleshy bits.
Ouchie, bruh.
All the fleshy bits.
Lee, what's your reaction to that?
Well, Lee's reaction is, I think he's going to see the snake is not looking very good and is going to try to reprioritize. Again, kind of looking at strategy. Like, I keep trying to deal with the cultists, but the snake's almost gone. The snake's obviously the bigger threat. So he's going to shift his attention to the snake. And I think he's actually going to, in an attempt to get closer to Trey and Rosalinda to help them, he's going to smite his enemies. He's going to go in there with the staff itself and like get his hands dirty.
The spear?
The spear. He's going in spear first.
All right. Are you gonna try to go
Taking after
over
Zeus at this one, huh?
the serpenticle to get to where Trey is? You just want to go to the top where Rosalinda is. Where Trey is still where the head is. So
Yeah, he wants that headshot.
cross to the head. Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
let's do a perform under pressure first,
Okay. Oh Lord.
because it is tricky ground.
Okay, that is a 9 on the dice. My -1, it's an 8.
Okay, so then we'll just take that as a flat effect. You managed to get through there. What is the perform under pressure caveat you'd like there?
Oh, I don't want my next roll to be with Fates to Saver. Absolutely not. Let's
take one harm would make sense.
Yeah, let's take 1 harm. I'm like right on the cusp. My next harm puts me in the bad place.
So you're at 3 now?
I'm at 3.
Okay.
But we'll do that.
Great. So yeah, you go charging over the top. You can see the head now kind of recoiling a little bit, but also still focused on Trey. As you come charging in. What do you want to... You want to do smite your enemies?
I want to smite my enemies. Let's get some stabbing.
Trey, I also wanted, just for the record, you can see Lee coming over the top, spear in hand, like just going for it. You're going to have a chance to do something as well. But I feel like it's important for the record that Trey see what's happening here. So,
Oh, thank God. That's a 9 on the dice plus my 1 for prowess is a 10.
Nice.
oh, okay, okay.
Woo!
So, what options do you want to pick from the list?
Well, we're gonna do protect myself
Okay.
because
So
I don't want
you're going to exchange harm first
Yes, I'm gonna exchange harm,
and protect yourself.
protect myself, and I'm gonna crush them. I think. Like
Okay.
let's go.
Okay. So you're dealing 5 harm.
5 harm.
Is that's an epic weapon, right?
Yeah, it is an epic weapon. So
yeah,
5 harm.
So
Yeah.
that's 5. You're going to take 3, unfortunately. Do you have epic armor?
I do have epic armor.
Oh,
and so
okay.
I am gonna spend the thread to reduce that.
Well, hold on. It's already... So it did 4 to you. Minus
Okay.
1 for protect yourself and minus 2 for your armor means you're only taking 1.
Okay. I'm still gonna spend the thread to do that.
Oh,
The
that's
reason
not
why.
optimized.
Oh no. Well, actually, it is because I have shields up.
How's that? How's that work?
When you spend the thread to reduce harm, you may reflect it back at the source of that harm.
Oh, okay. Okay. What does that look like?
Man, I wish I'd built that.
So I think at that it's still the Spartan shields that he was using before.
Yeah.
But again, instead of fire, they're more light based. And so I think it's when the snake goes to slam, it's like that solar burn, just burn like searing into the snake's flesh.
Yep. Okay.
Tasty.
Yeah. So this thing is looking very poorly. It is writhing and hissing. Trey, it looks like it may still try to take a bite at you. What do you want to do about this?
I am going to fucking finish it at that point then, because like there's no way it could survive even more.
Yeah, I mean it is possible that you could back up and it's already dying, you know? Like it's just hard to tell because it's enormous and it's in this, writhing horrible moment. Rosalinda, you're in a real precarious spot cuz you're just in like spiky snake mountain, and it's now like undulating like crazy. But Trey, you want to do another attack on the head there?
No, I just realized if I do that, I'll die. So I would prefer not to.
Oh, okay.
Well, because even with protect myself, that would kill me.
So
maybe not.
another option would be you could do smite your enemies and not pick exchange harm, but try to get Lee and or Rosalinda out of the way of what's about to happen. Like you can see this thing is like really thrashing and about to get wild.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, that would be great. Because if I could, that is what I shall do then.
Yeah, I imagine it's like a combination of make an opening and take something from your enemy, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Sure. And that's an 11. So I shall do both those things.
Yeah, you could actually, well, technically you'll do all three of the gain an advantageous position, make an opening, take something from your enemy. That makes sense. Okay, so I think it's pretty easy to think about how you grab Lee and get out of there. How do you get Rosalinda to safety?
I think I'm going to thrust. So I'm going to, like, waist grab Lee and then thrust my rapier towards Rosalinda to give her something, because I know it's metal, and yes, it's god metal, but it's kind of like inert god metal right now.
Sure. Yeah.
So for her to grab it, because it won't cut her. Because it's metal and she's metal. Bender.
Yeah. Okay. So you're just gonna try to you scoop Lee, you reach the rapier out, and you're just trying to get away from the snake, right?
Yeah. Like,
okay.
Grab on, and we're going to go for a ride.
All right, Rosalinda, do you want to grab onto that?
I will grab on.
I'm imagining you using a miniature version of Safe Passage of like traveling through the sword to the other side of Trey and you know getting out of there.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. Yes.
Okay. Cool. So the three of you are dashing out of the way on the opposite side of the snake from where Stella is. Stella, you're over here. You watch Lee go up and over. You see the acolytes turning to focus on you as they've got these like kind of brassy copper looking short swords. So they're probably not just copper, but what?
This is like copper. Copper.
What do you want to do about these acolytes advancing on you? You're not 100% sure what's going on over there, but the snake is just like going buck wild over there.
Guess I'll die. Does my cloak of obscurement work when I'm the only one here?
It works great against mortals.
Yeah.
Generally not that great against supernaturals.
Would they be... Oh god, this is one of those times where like I have to think more creatively than I currently am.
Do you want suggestions?
I'm considering trying to parlay.
Okay, so these guys are zealots, and
they're pretty into killing us.
Yeah, so I'll give you that one for free. We don't have to roll anything for that. I'm gonna take a look at your moves here real quick too, because I bet there's something we could do here. I am open to a bend fate with your cloak and try. It's just that's gonna be relatively difficult.
Yeah.
Very let's see.
Built
Gifts.
for this.
You have 2 cloaks now.
I do.
That's weird.
Costume changes. The cloak of wisdom is more of a flannel, and then the cloak
that's right. I remember that.
obscurity
Yeah.
is more. The cloak of obscurement is just the jean jacket that goes over the flannel.
It's a metaphor, man. Okay. So I think that bend fate is an option. Perform under pressure to kind of like just book it is valid as well. You could. I don't see any of your moves that look like they would be directly. Oh, black hole stun maybe.
You said it only works on mortals. I will and I have to get within hand's reach, and it seems to only work on one mortal at a time.
Well, if you want to roll with fate's disfavor, I would accept a one-time experiment.
A one-time mass black hole stun. I will do that.
Okay.
This is dumb. Can I spend a thread to bump it to flat?
Yes. Yeah. In the spirit of spending a thread to give yourself fate's favor, yes, you can buy off the disfavor.
Yeah, I will do that. This is, again, one of the dumber things I've done with my...
Yeah. So there's 6 acolytes that you could see. Only 3 of them are coming right for you, but let's try it. What could go
Okay,
wrong?
I'm just looking at my stats again, and this is Black Hole Stun is plus awe.
Mm-hmm.
What's my awe? Let me go look.
Well, your odds pretty good.
My awe is pretty decent.
Yeah.
No, it's just a 1.
That's
So I can
better
somehow
than a
figure out how to
0.
use judgment on this. That is a 9.
Okay. Okay. So a 9 on Black Hole Stun is you can ask any one question. I'm gonna say it buys you enough time that they're able to get to you, and actually like you get cut a little.
Oh no.
All right, you're gonna take 2 harm,
Sure.
but they are so disoriented, and then they're right in front of you, which is actually a little bit scary. Well, you can decide if Stella's scared or not. I am scared describing
I am
this.
scared considering you left your cleric behind.
Right. They're like grabbing at your mini cloaks and, like trying to catch you. And a sword goes through like the meat of your deltoid. Just like as you're like, wow, and, trying to shock them away from you. But these guys are somewhat familiar with the wonders of the universe. And so, it's a limited effect. But as that happens, they start to crumble and shrivel a little bit, and they become statues made of like dirt, right? Like not stone, but hard packed dry soil, and
Excellent.
then they start to crumble into just like dirt clods, and the snake does as well. The snake just turns. It goes from this like rich dark green to just brown, and it turns into the mottled brown of like dry soil, wet soil, and just collapses into a pile of dirt that mostly fills in the hole that was left behind. And the 4 of you can now see each other because this like pile of dirt kind of slides over as it loses the form of the snake. And most of what's left are copper pipes and wires sticking out of the ground. All manner of just like porcupine bristle up out of the earth.
Weird localized earthquakes. What are you gonna do?
Way to
Right?
leave me behind, guys.
It was an
You were
emergency.
fine,
You were
yeah.
busy.
You were
What
fine.
were we supposed to do? Carry your unconscious body with us?
Oh, I was
And then I
fully
cough up
referring
some
to
blood.
just now.
Like I just cough up some blood.
I was fine with being. I could have just hung out in that at the restaurant for the rest of this time.
Yeah. I would
just
like to rub some dirt on it right now.
Okay.
Like
For whom?
not always about you.
Uh,
That's the best I've got at this point. Like not always about you.
Oh, I was more mad at Lee for running on the other side of the snake to let me get attacked by cultists.
that was still badass, Lee. Good job.
Thank you. I had to make a
Excellent.
judgment call. I figured
Also
you could handle
incredibly
yourself.
actually impressive.
Rosalinda,
I'll take it.
who are you using rub some dirt on it on?
Myself and if I get 10 plus, myself and Trey.
Okay.
If not, just Trey.
Well, let's roll it.
That's worse. Yeah, that's worse. That's an 11 plus my medal. That's a 13. Yeah, sorry.
Fantastic.
So myself and Trey, please.
Can heal 2. You each heal 2.
Yay.
Thank you.
And
appreciate
what is
that.
that? Do you just grab some metal and it turns to liquid, or what do you do with that?
Yeah, I basically, for
Like,
me,
patch
for
it?
this, the stabby one, that stabby bit of wire, I just like cut it off and I leave it in my body. 'cause,
Oh, yeah.
That's better.
I'll
And
metabolize
then-
it. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's food.
It's like a snack for later.
Yeah.
It's stored in one place. Then for Tree, I just make a metal sheet and just slap it on her wherever she was. Wait,
Yeah,
you were
and it
booped.
just like forms to the wound, and
Yeah.
it actually like feels
Yeah.
warm and comforting.
Yeah, I think
Trey,
of it
that-
as like kind of a
Get my arm.
But like, you know those corset braces things?
Mm.
Like it's kind of one of those. Because like all
Yeah,
my damage
where
is
were you
internal.
injured, Tree?
It booped me in the chest.
Oh, that's right. It like
I got
cracked your
smacked in the
sternum.
back, and then
Yeah.
and then it booped the fuck out of me.
Yeah, so actually like a core like torso stabilizer would actually be really good.
Yeah.
It's the
I love
second
that.
time I have to make you a metal shell.
Yeah, I should probably look into actual like armor at some point or something.
Yeah, it comes in pretty handy as Lee is trying to cast regrowth on himself.
All right.
Or at least cast regrowth and see how we spend these
let's
points.
see how that goes.
All right, that's an 8 on the dice, plus my 3 weird is an 11.
Okay.
So,
do you- How do you want to distribute that?
Well, what's everybody's health at?
I'm good now.
You're at 2.
I have 2 harm.
Okay.
I can use it on. I actually can't heal myself with
Nope.
mine. I can heal other people, not myself.
Okay. Let's do well, if you can heal other people, then I will take 1, Trey, you take 1, and then you take 2, Stella, of my regrowth.
Cool.
I love this healing glow or something. What does that look like, Lee?
Oh yeah, it's very much the light of the sun is it kind of wraps around the wound and almost kind of feel kind of similar to a like Katara's waterbending but with light.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I love that.
Where's everyone at now?
I am
harm?
at 2 harm.
Is that it?
I'm at 1.
And then in response, Stella finally walks over, and is just on her, like pulls out her phone and is like, "Hey asshole, want to take a selfie?"
Sure.
And she gets a selfie with you, and let me roll that. This is in the balance, which I borrowed from the death book.
She has to be. She has to offer a trade and have it accepted for it to work.
That's a 7-8. I am rolling mediocre today, so there's that. 2d6 plus awe. Yeah, so heal 3 harm, and I'll take one of those back.
Nice.
Okay. So I am at full health again.
And that puts me at 1, which is, again, we've established pretty standard for Stella.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone's healed up except for Stella.
I still have
And Trey.
Oh, you still have 1, Trey?
I mean, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. I think that's where we will leave our extended abbreviated session today. We went a little over what we planned on, but I want to say to our viewers, thank you so much for joining us. It's always lovely having you here. Again, we are going to be off for the rest of December, and we will be back on Sunday, January 2nd for episode 12 of Demigods Media Storm. And we will be in the kind of final run at that point. So we're figuring another 2 or 3 episodes probably. So thank you so much for joining us. I think it's pretty clear where we're going from here and what's up. Just had to have a random serpent encounter because Lee did a thing and the Greeks are weird. So
That's a shirt right there.
Lee did a thing and the Greeks are weird.
And yeah, so let's go around and tell the good people where they can find your works. Clara.
Hi, I'm Clara. I'm all over the internet as clearly_golden, unless you're into mermaids, in which case I'm on Instagram as mermaid_clarity. I'm here. I'm not going to be here for the rest of the year. And then in January, I'll be back here playing Demigods every Sunday as this character. And then on Mondays, I'm over at Happy Jack's playing the drop, which the other Jason and Lee and Joey will tell you more about, as a bruiser with heart of gold and just does not understand that people does not understand human interaction, let's be honest. And then I think that's everything I can talk about, which is fun. So yeah, there'll be more of that later. You can follow me on Twitter, and that's where I tend to announce what I'm up to when I remember to tweet.
Yes, you wish. Yes, I get no.
Okay.
Oh my god, Frida.
Pooja or
Frida.
Frida, whoever would like to speak.
Okay. It's cool, baby. It's cool. I'm Pooja, and and this is Frida being Frida. Camera shy Frida
She's
today.
so good.
And you can find me on Twitter at LADAisy Girl. That's LADESI Girl. Pretty much all the other socials is Forgotten Saves. You want to hear me play more TTRPGs? I am on the 12-Sided Stories podcast. It's a actual play podcast, fully produced, sound effects, music, the whole nine. Right now, we are in our Eberron campaign, and in the new year, we will have our new season of Otherworld Seattle. So that'll be fun, and not at all terrible that I have a ghost girlfriend. Nothing bad will happen there. It'll
Excellent.
only
I mean,
be
it worked out great here.
Yeah, exactly. So so I've got that, and then also you can occasionally find me on Utopia, where I will hopefully be doing some more fun and exciting things soon.
Noted. Minerva.
Hey guys, I'm Minerva. You can find me on the social medias at blue_troller. I stream on Twitch every Tuesdays and Thursdays, doing the art stuff at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And actually, this coming Saturday, the 11th, I am doing a catch-up drink and draw because Thanksgiving screwed things over,
Yay.
and I will be doing a giveaway.
I'm actually free this Saturday.
You better be there.
I'm
'cause
so excited. I'm going to go put it
Yeah.
in my calendar.
Yes, please. And I am a listener of TTRPGs, specifically Happy Jack's RPG and also 12-Sided Stories. So when on Monday, I will be there chatting and while working and be very amused and wondering what Joey's makeup is going to be because I love it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Also, Minerva did the art for season 1 of Otherworld Seattle, and it is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
hmm
And also, just because we don't say it enough, Minerva did the cover art and a bunch of interior pieces for the Demigods rulebook as well. So be on the lookout for that. It's also on the if you go to the webpage to download the free quick start guide, you can see a lot of her work on there. Joey, what have you done?
That's a great question. Hey, I'm Joey, and you can find me on all the socials at Feywild85, FEYWILDE85. Like Clara said, I will be on Happy Jacks tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with Jason and Clara playing the drop where I literally played the exact opposite of this character. He's the sweetheart of the station, and everybody loves him so much he's been almost kidnapped twice.
I mean, you were kidnapped, just not for very long.
Yeah, it was more of a jaunt into kidnapped. It was like a
kind of a
Brief
grab
foray
and go,
into-
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Curbside pickup.
It's a sudden pickup. There you go. Very that.
Oh man.
So see what other shenanigans I get myself into, and also the rest of the party. It's only sometimes my fault.
Awesome. And again, my name is Jason. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at It's Probably Okay. That Monday night game they're talking about over at Happy Jack's RPG, I get to GM that game. And it is using a game system that I'm playtesting for a couple different projects that I'm going to be working on after Demigods. So come and take a look at that. It's a lot of fun. You don't need to have watched the 9 episodes or something that we have so far. It's a pretty like self-contained story. There's some fun stuff going on, but it's a pretty easy one to jump into midstream. And we're going to be heading out to winter break pretty soon too. So that, a lot of that is going to be, I have to double check our schedule on that. But anyway, you can head over to happyjacks.org/schedule, I think, to see what's going on there. And I think that's about it for what I've got to say. I'm going to head on over to a channel called Fawn and Games, who used to be called Go Jess, and I think she's done a little bit of a rebrand. So we'll head on over there, say hi for us when you get there, and we will look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.